Hey everybody, this is Chuck from Funbearable.
And this is Brad. I'm on Zoom.
We have a special announcement to make, and we weren't going to let anything get in the way of us being together to make it.
My cat got sick, so I had to stay home, so Zoom.
We are gearing up for the next era of Funbearable. Starting next Monday, get ready for Funbearable Evolution.
Evolution.
We wanted to let our Halloween episodes go by before we started this countdown, so it starts today. Brad and I will be making the same show that we've always made, but there'll be some fun, new aspects to it in the Funbearable Evolution.
Evolution.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Brad?
My cat's not really sick. I just didn't want to go out today.
Evolution.
You know how you and I are not Gen Alpha?
I don't know. What's Gen Alpha?
It's like after Gen Z, like Gen Alpha is like the super young people right now. So it's like Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z.
I'm Millennial.
Yeah, you're a Millennial. I said
Wow.
we're not Gen Alpha is what I'm saying.
Gen X. Or what? Millennials Y.
Yes.
You're Gen Z?
No, I'm Gen X.
Okay, it goes backwards.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So who's Gen Z?
People like younger than you,
Okay.
and then Gen Alpha is the ones who are like teens and tweens now.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
Alpha. Wait, is this because we're going through the alphabet again?
Well, yeah, we went through the English alphabet. We have to go through the Greek alphabet now.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes I'm confused.
Yeah, I get it. I was thinking about slang and how I don't get much of it.
Okay.
I don't understand. You know,
Like
what
new slang?
Yeah, like new slang. And
I
I'm
know a lot of new slang.
and I'm not around Utes.
Bitchin'.
Yes, radical. Yeah,
You went with the long form,
yeah.
radical.
Yes.
I
Well,
went
it's
with rad.
Gen X.
Yeah, we shortened it.
But I'm like, man, words can mean whatever we want them to mean.
Yes.
At any time. And so, man, I was like, man, the idea of coming up with things that we know are dirty, and then I'm
Coming
like,
up with new innocent words.
right. And then I'm like, but we already kind of have that. With the idea like, at some point where I was talking about clowns maybe, and it was the idea of I'm gonna goof all over her back.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
talked about that.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
no, it was Goofy, I think.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Goofy movie.
and it was the idea was like, could you say that on primetime TV?
Oh, I'm gonna goof all over her back.
But like, well, what does that mean? And what are standards and practices saying about fake slang?
I honestly think I can't think of examples off the top of my head. I do feel like a lot of shows have gotten away with coming up with something you need.
Battlestar Galactica had frack.
Oh, I was like this fracking thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Liz Lemon on 30 Rock had blurg.
What was that?
That was her like,
Shit.
yeah, blurg,
Yeah,
like that.
Okay.
And it's weird because like, should Funbearable have its own slang? Like,
Well, we have the Funbearable Fruit Bowl, which is the greeting that we do with our fans.
no, we do not.
You never caught one?
Nope.
You never caught a fruit bowl?
No intention of catching a fruit bowl.
You never threw one?
Nope.
Never threw one out, tossed it out
No,
there?
no.
Oh, okay. We got to open our next live show with a couple fruit
Okay.
bowls.
Yeah.
Why are Brad's legs sticking up from the table?
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, have a piece of fruit.
Yes.
That's you
Yeah.
screaming. So Family Guy did a joke that I thought was like insane. And it was something about a chicken being sexy. And Peter Griffin was looking at the chicken, and the chicken was up against a piece of glass with the chicken's, like, I guess, egg hole. I don't know what that is exactly. I don't think it's a vagina.
Cloaca.
Yeah, maybe. And Peter's like, oh, yeah. And she lays an egg on the glass, and it just breaks and spreads. And it's very, like, you know, it's supposed to be basically someone under a glass table watching a girl shit on it. And it's pretty crazy to me to be on TV. But that's a version of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're referencing a real thing that is disgusting, and they've come up with their own way to do it.
Right.
I think that flies.
Yeah.
I really do think that flies.
Also, I think it was not Borat. What was the other one? Bruno. And he did the like ghost blowjob, and the censors were like, "You can't do that." And they're like, "Oh yeah, what's he doing?"
I'm trying to think. What was the ghost blowjob?
He met with a medium to connect with the ghost of his dead boyfriend.
Oh.
And then
He started giving him a blowjob?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I love that. I haven't watched Bruno in a long time.
Yeah.
It was funny. I remember seeing Bruno in theaters, and we saw it together.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is okay. It's not as good as Borat. Then there's the version that they released on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, Larry Charles, the director.
Yeah.
And Sacha Baron Cohen. And they talked through the entire movie and told the stories of behind the scenes, and
Yep.
they like paused it, and it became like, hours. And I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. And it changed my whole viewpoint of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I think you can get away with it. I think
Yeah.
it's like a thing, especially replacing fuck with something like
Yeah.
frack
Yeah.
or something like that.
I came up with the word giz, where it's Gizz, but it's pronounced giz.
That's way too close.
I know.
I think you couldn't get away with that.
Well, I know. I just gizzed.
And I think goof. Maybe
Yeah.
goof you could, but
Yeah.
I think giz is too close.
Oh, he goofed in his pants. And you know, you probably could get away with goofed in my pants.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you could get away. I think goof you can get away with.
Yeah.
If you replaced jizz with goof,
Yeah.
I think across the board you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe stuff that gets super, a little bit intimate, maybe.
Right.
Like if it's that specific. But I think goof in general would work. And I love it, by the
It's
way.
weird because I would love, like, my ideal version of this happens where there's a TV executive here and there's a conversation happening here, and it gets progressively more R-rated, but using different terms where it becomes more obvious what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And you're waiting for them to tell you to stop, that you've gone too
that's
far,
funny.
and be like, oh, okay, that's where the line is. You can say this, you can call your genitals that, you can use all these terms up to a point,
That's really funny.
where if you're like, oh, yeah,
No, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's actually a lot of stories out there about submitting something to censors
Yeah.
for like a TV show, and they turn something down and they make it worse, and the censors are like, yeah, that's fine, because
Yep.
they don't really know what it is.
Right.
Which I think is magical and amazing.
I mean, also from 30 Rock, Liz Lemon's father was Dick Lemon. And they went to a restaurant and it was lemon party of 4. And he's like, it's not a lemon party without old Dick.
Yes.
And like, that's a very specific joke.
Oh yeah.
And it got through.
I also think that like 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yep.
That phrase of like 2 blank, 1 blank.
Yep.
That's like ubiquitous.
Yeah.
And that's everywhere. And it's referencing a video where 2 girls like eat each other's shit.
Yeah.
Which is very
Yeah.
strange that
Yeah.
people just know the phrase and don't even relate it to that anymore at all.
Right.
So that's really funny. I like that. Okay. We'll come up with a list of new curses
Yep.
that we can say anywhere.
Yeah.
Whenever they want to syndicate on Funbearable on like ABC on
Yeah,
Sunday
of
mornings.
course, yeah.
They'll be like, this is totally
It's like
fine.
Meet the Press has been canceled. In its place, edited Funbearable.
I'll tell you a story, and I feel like maybe I shouldn't tell this story in the podcast, but I'm telling it anyway.
Probably a sign that you shouldn't tell the story.
I'm going to tell a more generalized version of this story than incriminates us
Okay.
that bad. When we were 17, me, a couple of buddies, I don't know if I should tell this story. There was a foreign exchange student,
You should not tell this story.
and remember we killed him and put him in the swamp.
Yeah. You told me on the 20-year anniversary of when it happened.
Yeah. No. There was this foreign exchange student, and he came in. I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds on this one. Lou, our buddy Lou Perella, who's
Yep.
been on the Chuck and Brad podcast, and he's a friend of the show. He like traded so that they took in this foreign exchange student for, I don't know, 3 months, something like that. And then he moved to that country with
Yep.
that family, with the foreign exchange student's family, for like the same amount of time. And it was to give these people these varied experiences. And we thought it'd be funny as youths below the age of 18, past the statute of limitations, before anyone knew that this was not nice. We thought it'd be funny to teach him all the slang words,
Yep.
but wrong definitions.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think he knew like the next day.
Yeah.
So it fell apart pretty quick, but we did go through the process of saying boob is dick is boob.
Of course.
We kind of had like this back and forth. I think it was pretty innocent.
Yeah.
I think that's like kids being kids.
Yeah.
You know? And also it's not like he was like, hey, principal, because
Yeah.
why would he talk about the boob of the principal or the dick?
Good question.
That's, you know what? That's a good defense for this.
Yes.
Because he shouldn't have been saying it anyway.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. No, not especially not to the principal. Excuse me, principal Principal Dick Boob. My name is Principal Boob Dick, as you well know.
That's great. Yeah. Oof. I didn't like him.
Yep.
He was a little rude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Remember when?
Yes, I do. I do remember this part that you shouldn't tell.
Come on, let me tell it.
All right. I mean, it's not my story.
It's not like this is just a thing that happened to
Yeah.
poor Lou. We think it's as a prank, right?
Yeah.
We think he did it as a prank.
Yep.
The student, again, not even naming the country of origin.
Yep.
Could be Canada. Probably not Canada.
Probably not. Ken.
Alaska.
Yeah.
And when the day before he left, he shit all over Lou's bathroom. Like there
Yeah.
was shit everywhere. This wasn't like a mistake. There's
Yeah.
no way this was a mistake. There was a shit everywhere on the shower curtain, on the towel, in the bath. And I don't know why Lou was responsible for cleaning it up, but he was.
Yep.
And I swear to God, I have this. I haven't thought about this in so long, so it's so strange to tell this story. It's almost like how did this happen? Lou cleaned it up in his house, and Lou had like asthma, and I don't know what else he had. Lou got so sick with some sort of lung disease,
Yep.
or whatever, not disease, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That he had to get like an ambulance to come to his house. And I remember being outside his house and watching an ambulance, like medical guys, go in and get him on a stretcher, like
Yeah.
take him out of the house because of this shit prank.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then Lou was in the hospital. He's hospitalized. And I remember for a while, because we used to all do pranks to each other, right?
Yep.
We said that was the best prank that any of us had ever
Yep.
pulled. That was a fucked up thing. Though.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yikes indeed. Hello and welcome to another episode of Funbearable. I am Brad Rohrer.
I'm Chuck's the Yikes Maker State.
Yes. That's a great nickname for
The
you.
Yikes Maker.
Yikes Maker is an appropriate name for
Yikes
you.
Maker.
I hate it.
Yikes Maker. That's pretty cool. Is it a radio DJ or is it a wrestler? The Yikes Maker.
Oh, I think it's more radio DJ than a wrestler. I wouldn't be afraid to wrestle the Yikes Maker.
You know what it sounds like? Kind of
What's that?
like a DJ announcing a stripper. It's like, it's Candy. You know what I mean? Coming to the stage.
The Yikes Maker?
Okay, you're in a strip club.
Uh-huh.
You if a stripper's about to come out, go the Yikes Maker. Are you staying at the stage? Are you hightailing it out of there?
First of all, I'm not at the stage.
yeah, you're peeking over a booth.
I'm in the back corner working on my novel.
The Great American Novel.
Yes.
The Yikes Maker.
I think
My interest would be too
I think I'm interested. It's I come up and I'm like, what could they possibly? Yikes! Back down.
That should be, if I have like a baseball jersey, Yikes Maker. That's fun. That's a good. We gotta write down Fun Bears. Write down Yikes Maker. Don't let me forget it. I think Yikes Maker is a fun last name.
It's Halloween Mentos.
Yeah. I like that.
Ugh.
That's fun.
It's terrible.
That's why I thought of it.
Yeah,
The Yikes Maker. It's what would Mentos say?
Fresh Maker.
The Fresh Maker.
Yep.
I like the Halloween. Yeah, that's good. It has so many uses.
'Twas the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we doing here today? Because we got a special. Today's November 5th.
Yep.
And we got a very special episode today.
When we were talking about doing timely episodes, you said, all right, we got an episode coming out on November 5th. And I said, remember, the 5th of November.
Yep.
And you said, what's that? I haven't seen that movie in forever. And I'm like, well, it's more than a movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, what a movie. Natalie Portman. And I'm like, yeah, but again, more than a movie. It's based on a real thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, movies are really the glue that holds society together. And I said, yikes.
I did see V for Vendetta.
Yes.
Who directed it?
Oh boy, a name we should know, right?
Yeah, I think so. Someone that like made another thing we liked. It's not Christopher Nolan, I don't
No,
think.
it's
But
not.
it's someone who had made a thing we liked. Because I believe that this movie, V for Vendetta, came out in 2005.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it took me a couple of years to watch it, but I probably watched it by
James McTeague, but the writers were the Wachowskis and David
yes,
Lloyd.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So I probably watched it in the first two or three years of release, But I got to be honest, I don't remember anything besides they had a shaved Natalie Portman head.
Yes.
That's all I remember from
Yes.
it. And so Guy Fawkes, I don't know about this. He's a mysterious man. He's playing pranks around town. He's a yikes maker. Is that what he was doing?
No. I mean, in the movie,
No pranks?
Yes. more pranks. Real life, the story that Guy Fawkes, where the word guy comes from, not pranks.
It's Guy originated with this guy?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy over here?
Yeah, this guy.
No.
This guy, Guy Fawkes. As far, you know what? That's the etymology of the word guy as I understand it.
Wow.
With the caveat that I've been wrong before. I will likely be wrong again.
Yeah.
But as I understand it, this is where the word guy, to refer to just a male, comes from.
How about dude?
Different. I don't know the etymology of dude. I could look it up.
Dude Fox, his brother?
Yes.
Dude Fox.
And their little sister, bro. Sorry, bruv.
I was gonna say.
British.
So tell everybody what we're doing today.
So we're going to talk a little bit. I'm gonna do my best to educate Chuck on the history behind Guy Fawkes Day.
Yes, which I really, like I said, not only do I not remember the movie, I don't even remember learning about this in school, which I'm guessing I should have.
I don't know that we would have learned about it because it's specifically so English or British. And,
wow.
you know, in our school, we focused on, you know, like, all right, well, maybe we learn about the Pilgrims in the 1620s.
Right.
And then a little later, it's like, oh, there was the French and Indian War and then the American Revolution. And,
Wow.
and so we don't get, I don't even want to say global politics, but like other countries' politics.
Wow. Yeah.
And you know, obviously we're limited in the amount of time we have to learn stuff in school. And
Oh,
so they're
okay.
like,
So
all right,
they're making
here's
a hierarchy
American.
of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, oh, you're going to learn American history. And then world history is really like too big
I get it.
to include this thing.
All right, the Mayans and the Pintas.
Yep.
Hold on, the Mayans.
Two things that would have been in world history.
Mayans and the. What are the Mayans with?
The Aztecs? Yep.
Pinta, Nina,
Santa Maria. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very good.
The Mambo number 5.
Yep.
A
Of
little
course.
bit of Pinta in my life. A little bit of Nina by my side. Santa Maria. I don't know the rest of it.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know anything about Guy Fawkes. I
Yeah.
don't know about things about the day. I don't know why November 5th is a noteworthy time.
So what do you know about Henry VIII?
I think he cut off the head of his wife.
Which wife?
Third wife.
All right, I don't know which wife it was either. He had 6 wives, and this is told in the Broadway musical. 6 is the 6 wives like hanging out and singing.
Well, let's tell the audience that once in a while,
Yep.
we do a segment like this.
Yes.
Where Brad instructs myself, informs me, and informs the audience about either one time you did about the California raisins.
Yep.
That was a fun one.
Yep.
But Brad, you know, he's a brainiac. He's a knowledge maker. And he likes to tell the world about how the thing should be.
Chuck says, "Hey, can you look this up and tell me about it on the podcast?" And I'm like, "Wouldn't it be easier?" And he's like, hanging up.
Well, I think the audience probably shares my ignorance. I think a lot of our audience members are as ignorant as I am.
Wow. Yikes.
See, I'm the yikes maker.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think a lot of people out there are not going to know about it. So we're doing a episode of The Rohrer You Know. This is Brad Rohrer, and he's telling us all about it.
Okay.
He's telling us all about his thing.
Yep.
What else have you instructed us about?
I don't remember.
Definitely California raisins. You did that was on Chuck and Brad podcast,
Yep.
the podcast before this. You also did a history of Rudolph, the Grinch, and Frosty, the specials,
Right.
as we drove around and looked at Christmas lights
Yes.
for one of our Christmas episodes. I'm trying to think. You've probably done like 6 or 7 of them over the years. Maybe we'll put up another one as a bonus or something like that. I really enjoy these. You learn a little bit. We joke around. We jest. We say yikes. And so I'm excited to learn about Guy Fawkes Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Henry VIII
Yes.
was a king in the mid-ish 1500s in England. Had 6 wives, couldn't produce heirs.
That's what I'm talking about.
They were consecutive wives, not concurrent wives.
Boring.
Yep. And at one point, he's like, "Hey, I want to divorce my wife. She's not giving me any heirs, any sons."
Oh.
And the Pope the head of the Catholic Church was like, no.
You had to call the Pope for a divorce?
Well, he's a king.
Oh.
And the Pope said no, and King Henry said, come on. Come on.
So the king wants to lose the wife, asking the Pope. Pope
Yep.
says no.
Yep.
King's pushing back.
And then the Pope says no again, and the king says, all right, you know what? We're not part of the Catholic Church anymore. We're going to form, I'm going to follow the Protestants. I'm going to follow Martin Luther, and we're going to be the Anglican Church. And I, the king, am the head of the Anglican Church.
He just made up a church?
He just made up a church.
Wait, wait, hold on. What about Martin Luther? He's not above him?
Martin Luther is a different guy, different time.
Oh, he's like, I'm
Yeah.
following this
Martin
version.
Martin Luther was like,
He nailed the thing on a door?
nailed 95 theses to the door, TH.
Ew.
Yep.
Stinky.
He's like, these are problems I have with the Catholic Church. That like these are extra biblical teachings that I disagree with. Like you can't sell indulgences, like all this. Like people were paying to have sins forgiven, and he's like,
Oh, okay.
He's like that disproportionately helps rich people.
Yes.
I disagree with that, and so that founded the Protestant branch of, Christianity.
That's like my mom.
Yep.
So basically, like, my mom got that kidney transplant from Lindsay.
Yep.
My friend that I used to date.
Yeah.
And a big part of it, my parents told me at the beginning, they're like, we can't like give her money or gifts or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, how come? She's doing this wonderful thing. She only has 2 kidneys. She's
Yeah.
giving you a kidney. That's a big
Yeah.
deal.
That's 50% of her kidneys.
Exactly. And they were like, it's illegal for us to give any monetary compensation or gifts or whatever
Yep.
to someone while this kidney thing is happening.
Yep.
Because it's like people with more money have an advantage to get organs
Right.
over people who can't pay them.
Yeah.
So that was like a thing, which is so interesting that it's brought into the Catholic Church about confessions
Yeah.
and sins. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Just because it's so ethereal, I guess.
Yep.
It's like, what does a priest go? Like, you go in and you're like, I jacked off. And he's like, not forgiving that one.
Yeah.
Then you're like slipping him a $5 and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's weird because
Yeah.
it's like, who gives a shit?
And, they were buying like plush, like, oh, my second son doesn't have anywhere to go because he's not going to inherit the family business. Hey, Pope, can you make him a bishop? And like they were buying like those kind of positions.
Like titles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very strange. But so King Henry VIII did kill some wives, or at least one.
Yeah. He had
So
some
why didn't
wives
he just-
beheaded.
Why didn't he just kill this wife?
I don't know. Maybe was just tired that day.
He loves this wife.
Yep.
He killed the first 2?
I don't know which ones he killed.
He killed multiple?
Yeah, he killed multiples. Yeah.
I don't know. He's doing this whole thing. He's creating his own religion, becoming the part of it.
Well,
just
so-
kill another wife.
So
what are we doing here?
The Anglican Church was basically like, hey, you know who we don't like now? Catholics. Because we're English and we're Anglican and we believe that the head of the church is the king or queen. So Henry VIII took over the church, said Catholicism stinks, Anglicism's where it's at.
So they're kind of like combining royal hierarchy with a religion?
Yes.
Like, do they think that anyone that's king is the head of the church?
Yes.
That is fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, theocracies were common.
Common, right.
Like,
Okay.
the pharaoh, the Egyptian pharaohs were
yeah.
kind of worshipped as like, if not gods themselves, then certainly the representatives of God.
Sometimes I feel like such an idiot. Like, I can't understand
Yikes.
the idea of political hierarchy and religion being combined.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. But I guess it is like an antiquated thought.
Well, it's antiquated, but if you look at, Facebook, how many people are like, Donald Trump is the best example of a Christian that we have?
Yeah.
We're,
Bang, Stormy Daniels.
we're recording this in advance, so it's possible that Donald Trump is no longer considered the most Christian among us or the president.
We did all those episodes about how all Jeffrey Epstein's friends are innocent.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't say all of his friends. We said that if you have a picture with him, then the person, it's hard to implicate him.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking about like, what about 1,000 pictures
Yeah.
and personal letters
Yep.
and businesses? Funny stuff. Funny, silly stuff.
Yeah.
We're dealing with some silly stuff
Yeah,
out there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Basically, Henry VIII was like, the Pope is too powerful. I want to divorce my wife. So later, a descendant, Elizabeth I, was like, everyone has to be Protestant or Anglican in England.
Are you Protestant?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would like Martin Luther.
Yeah.
And it's just a coincidence that Martin Luther King has
Yes.
2 of those 3 names.
Yes.
Like George Washington and George Washington Carver.
Yes.
This is interesting. Do we have any more examples of this guy?
Nope, just that.
What did Carver do?
He did a lot of stuff with peanuts.
So
He-
Martin Luther
a lot of science. Yeah, Martin Luther.
created a new religion.
Yep.
Martin Luther King, civil rights movement.
Yep.
George Washington, first president.
Yep.
George Washington Carver's playing with peanuts in the back room.
Inventor and
This guy-
scientist with
this-
peanuts.
This guy stinks. I'm just gonna say it out there.
It sounds-
in this group of four.
It sounds like you have a racial bias there.
Do I?
Yep.
Carver.
Yep.
White.
Oh.
Black.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, what Martin Luther King is pretty black.
Yeah. Pretty black.
What is he?
So anyway, Elizabeth I was like, everyone has to be Anglican and accept that like the monarch at the time is
Yeah.
the head of the church
Okay.
as well. And Catholics were like, no, we think the Pope is the head of the church. And so they were being punished. Now, meanwhile, there's a lot of religious wars going on. Catholics, like French Catholics, are fighting French Protestants because, war is the right way to solve your disputes.
This might sound dumb and repetitive. I just want to ask
It's
one
okay.
question.
It's fine.
There's Catholicism.
Yep.
Then they make Protestants, which is reasonable. Then they take Protestants and make this Anglican one, and it's unreasonable.
It's more like they were. It's more the idea of like you have to be this thing, and Catholics are like, but we don't think. And so Protestants, I think, took away some of the power structure from Catholicism that had become a thing in this case in 1500 years of like, all right, then you're going to have bishops and you're going to have cardinals and you're going to have archbishops and then you're going to have the Pope
Okay.
and then there's an anti-Pope, which is just like it's
The anti-pope.
the political structure of the Catholic Church is a monster.
Okay.
And not the topic of the Rohrer You Know.
But it's interesting that that Protestants pulled away from that.
Yes.
But then Anglican seems like it pulled towards Protestant, but then went more towards it.
Well, I'll say so. They did a little bit of like a Lutheran church now still has a lot of the Catholic like liturgies
Okay.
and rites, but just doesn't accept the Pope as
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Interesting. So, by the way, if there was like a Pope superhero movie, it'd be like The Pope Begins. Then it would be like Pope 2, whatever, he's fighting someone. And then Pope 3 is the Pope versus the anti-Pope. You know what I mean? That would be pretty cool.
Of course.
He wears the hat like under his chin. It's crazy for his beard.
Yeah, it's very crazy. Yikes.
Yikes. That's the log line.
Yeah.
Pope versus anti-Pope.
Yep.
Yikes.
So King James the First takes over, and he seems to dial back a little bit on the anti-Catholic thing, where it's like you're not going to be killed for being a Catholic and professing your Catholic faith under King James the First, but it's still like the Catholics had wanted more reforms and weren't getting them. They were still being treated as second-class citizens. In fact, I think he was like, if you can be a Catholic, you just have to leave England to be a Catholic. Like
wow.
you're
Okay.
being exiled for it.
Yep. So there's probably people out there who's not a fan of this stuff.
The Catholics. Yeah. In fact, I have not a fan with this. Catholics. Like that's in my thing. Yeah. So there's wars going on all over Europe, Catholics versus Protestants, a tale as old as Martin Luther. And while James I is more lenient on Catholics than his predecessors, the Catholics still want to kill him and install his daughter, his 8-year-old daughter, on the throne and manipulate her to be more Catholic friendly and pass more Catholic friendly policies. So that's the backdrop of what's going on. And again, turbulent time as most of them were in Europe.
Right.
So the plan that these Catholic conspirators came up with was to blow up the House of Lords, aka Parliament, on the first day of the session. So when all the people making the laws get together, they were going to blow it up.
It's like the House of Representatives.
It's like the Capitol, but also the president is going to be in attendance.
Okay.
So all the power brokers are there.
Okay.
And the plan was we're going to blow it up.
Okay.
We're going to get gunpowder, so it's often referred to as the gunpowder plot. We're going to put it under the thing, and we're going to light it on fire and blow it up, which was successful in V for Vendetta.
Okay. So how many people would they kill, you think?
Let's call it in the area. It's weird because I think I'm just thinking about our thing of it being like 535 senators and representatives plus president plus whatever. So let's say a couple thousand people.
Okay.
And that's just in the immediate building, not counting how far this explosion goes.
Okay, and so is Guy Fawkes part of this yet? Or is he in charge of it?
He's about to be.
Okay.
He had been a veteran of some border wars, and they're like, hey, you have experience with explosives? And he's like, huh? And they're like, you are in charge of the gunpowder. You make sure that it's set appropriately underneath so that when we light it, we can blow up all the rulers.
Okay.
And Guy Fawkes is like, yeah, I guess, but can I finish my sandwich? And they're like, no, you got to go now. And he's like, oh, man, this
Yikes.
stinks. Yes.
This stinks. I love saying this stinks.
Yes.
Oh, boy. PU.
So yeah, they had 36 barrels of gunpowder, and Guy Fawkes was in charge of guarding it.
Yeah.
One of the conspirators, it's not known which one, sent an anonymous letter to a Catholic senator type person.
Okay.
And was basically like, don't go to work tomorrow.
Right.
And he was, the guy got this letter, was convinced of its veracity, turned it over to authorities.
Veracity means truthfulness
Sure does.
or realness.
Yes.
Legitimacy.
They turned it over to authorities, and they were like, oh, okay, this is a real thing. Let's track down the conspirators.
Wow.
Some of the conspirators tried to run away. Some got caught in a shootout, which I'm like,
That's fun.
1605.
Well,
Weird.
they have what? The little guns that are like,
I think like a musket.
oh, man. You're pumping muskets. You're pushing the bullet in. That stinks.
Most were caught, and then it said hanged, drawn, and quartered. And I don't know if that is, it can't be simultaneous, but the idea of where they hanged and then their bodies were drawn and quartered, or were some hanged and some were drawn and quartered. I
It's
don't know.
quartered when the horses
Yeah, the
run?
horse. Yeah, you get each limb tied to a horse, and then the horses walk or run away, and you're just pulled apart. Not a great way to go.
No.
If you've got to go.
Yeah. I don't think I'd like that.
No,
Is it drawn and quartered or is that just quartered?
it's drawn and quartered.
Okay.
So this is where we're at with Guy Fawkes, where
Yeah.
he was a conspirator in a plot to kill the king.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw V for Vendetta, it was the people fighting back against this big, unseen, terrible bureaucracy.
Yes.
And Guy Fawkes is a hero.
Yes.
Gets to, he's nice to Natalie Portman.
Yes. He has a cool mask. Cool hat.
Yeah.
And I think maybe even a cool knife.
Yeah, probably.
It's pretty good.
So I was like, yeah, clearly Guy Fawkes Day is a celebration of an attack.
Revolutionary.
Right.
That's what I thought.
We're wrong. We're wrong.
So, okay, so they call off the bomb.
They call off the bomb. They catch everybody. People are hanged. They're drawn and quartered. It's a celebration of the fact that the king survived this assassination attempt.
What? I thought Guy Fawkes was the coolest guy. We're all wearing our Guy Fawkes mask. We have a pennant. It's Guy Fawkes. Guy Fawkes. No?
No, Guy Fawkes is celebrated because probably in large part due to V for Vendetta. But as it's weird because should Catholics have been treated the way they were being treated? No.
Oh, okay. I see.
And so it's the idea of,
Should they have killed all these people? The answer is also no.
Right.
Is that the problem?
yes.
Wow.
And so Guy Fawkes now is a symbol of fighting back against a corrupt, uncaring regime. And maybe that's what he was at the time.
Yes.
But for years, and I'm skipping ahead a little bit in my own notes, for years, the 5th of November was celebrated as with a lot of anti-Catholic rhetoric.
Wow.
Because again, this is in the 1600s, and until the mid 1800s, it was yeah, hey, happy bonfire night or fireworks night or whatever. The Catholics stink. Let's go beat some up.
Wow.
And that was part of the celebration. It would be if the 4th of July happened, Bristol, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Longest.
Oldest 4th of July celebration in America.
If part of that was all right, we're going to find some British people walking around and
Yeah.
we're going to beat them up.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Wow. It's not at all what I thought.
Me neither.
It's also weird to be it's celebrating a revolutionary against this regime. It's weird because it's two different sides of the coin both being brought up.
Yep.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, continue.
So the practice of setting bonfires to celebrate the king surviving the plot In the first 200 years, strong anti-Catholic. It was also often celebrated by fireworks, bonfires, and the burning of effigies.
Okay.
And so people would make a Guy Fawkes made of, whether it's corn husk, like a scarecrow Guy Fawkes, or they use whatever. And so it was a stuffy guy. It was a guy. And so that's how any man became a guy, because like this thing that you would throw onto the bonfire represented Guy Fawkes. That's the history of the word guy.
So a guy was originally like, fuck you. Like they want to throw him on the fire.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a demeaning term.
Yeah.
I think dude was too.
Probably.
I think dude means like a horse penis or a ball sack
It
or
might.
a nut sack or an anus.
Yeah, it might.
Or maybe the whole package.
Yeah, maybe all the genitals are a dude. I know a dork.
Anus a genital?
Yeah, I know a dork is a whale penis.
Yeah, it is. That is. Okay, keep telling me about it. I'm going to look up dude.
So they would take their little Guy Fawkes scarecrows and burn them in effigy, again, to celebrate like the monarchy, the powers that be. Over time, the anti-Catholic sentiment kind of died down, and it was like, oh, we're just, are you going to bonfire night? And it was a way to bring communities together. And just, there's a big section on Wikipedia about how it is not a replacement for, I can't say it, but spelled Samhain, Samhain.
Oh, yeah, Samhain, whatever it is.
It's not a replacement for that. It's not a replacement for Halloween, but kids would go door to door.
Wow.
To collect wood for like the town bonfire.
Okay.
Because it was like, oh, how's Bristol's bonfire? Oh, how's Warren's bonfire? Or even smaller, like how's this block's bonfire versus that block's bonfire? So kids would go door to door and collect either a penny for the guy, or they'd collect wood for the bonfire.
So Halloween exists at this point in time.
Yes.
So are they going out trick-or-treating for Halloween? I mean, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then 6 days later, they're like, we're back. Give me a penny.
I don't know how widespread trick-or-treating was at the time.
Yeah, probably not. I can't imagine people in 1600 or
So they would have
1800
rhymes.
saying
This rhyme is from 1742. Don't you remember the 5th of November? 'Twas gunpowder treason day. I left off my gun and made 'em all run and stole all their bonfire away. You giving a kid a penny for that? You giving a kid
No way.
dried wood for that?
No, not anything. Get out of here. Yikes.
Yep. The 5th of November, this is from 1903.
Wow.
The 5th of November, since I can remember, was Guy Fawkes, poke him in the eye. Shove him up the chimney pot, and there let him die. A stick and a stake, for King George's sake. If you don't give me one, I'll take two. The better for me, and the worse for you. Ricket or racket, your hedges shall go. With the idea of like, if you don't give me wood, I'm going to take it from your landscaping.
This is kind of like trick or treat.
Yeah. If you don't give me food, I'm going to throw an egg
Yeah, exactly.
at your feet.
Yeah. Is that the rhyme?
And so that's like what it's become is just a night for community. Like the way that the 4th of July is like, let's get together, shoot off fireworks, and eat as a community. That's kind of what Guy Fawkes Day has become now. Although, again, the movie definitely glamorizes the uprising against a system that doesn't care.
Wow. How is it possible that it's so differently represented, or did it evolve that way?
I think it drifted or evolved that way, of the idea of, for 200 whatever years, it was like,
Hail the king.
we hate Catholics. And then I think as people have gotten more educated, I think that's been a part of it. And I think also it's kind of what we see, and in a way of like making it more accessible to more people, you take out the stuff that's objectionable.
Okay.
And so rather than like, oh, we're celebrating that a king 400 something years ago wasn't assassinated, it's like togetherness.
Wow. So, but don't you feel like it eventually got to the place where they were like, revolutionary, stand up against this, blah, blah, blah? Or you don't know?
I don't know, because I know it, I learned about it. I had heard the term Guy Fawkes Day, but I didn't know the story. And then V for Vendetta is like, yeah, you got this mask. We're fighting back against this, like, comically authoritative bureaucracy. And I'm like, oh, and then the hacker collective Anonymous wears the mask, or like that's kind of their thing, and they're fighting back against power. And
wow, this is so interesting because I'm so often, it's so weird because obviously, like I see see things through the lens.
There you go.
Creative projects.
Yes.
So, whenever you have a book or a story or a movie, and there's like a dictatorship that is being unfair to groups of people, and you have a revolutionary guy standing up against it, the dictatorship is never the good guy.
Right.
Never, ever the good guy.
Nope.
But were we living in a world that long ago where people felt like they had no choice but to bow down to the top person?
Yeah.
That's really weird. And so he was, a Luke Skywalker guy, right?
Yeah, essentially, and the plot failed.
And
this would be like if Luke Skywalker...
This is like an alternate history of Star Wars?
Yes. If Luke Skywalker...
And we're calling it Luke Skywalker Day because we're excited that Darth Vader escaped.
Yeah, we're excited that Darth Vader survived. Is essentially it, or the Emperor survived. And so now we're gonna take our Luke dolls and we're gonna burn them in bonfires.
See, this is...
Space bonfires.
This would be like... The Empire Strikes Back at the beginning of it, where they're like, "Fuck them, fuck the rebels."
Yeah.
That's so bizarre. But we're fairly comfortable saying that people now side with the revolutionary. No,
I think the people that we know side with revolutionaries, or tend to side with revolutionaries. But I think there are a lot of people who are like, no, the party that's in power should be in power.
I mean specifically about this, though.
Yeah.
You think that it has evolved there, or do you think that people maybe in England would be like, no, we're still celebrating that the king lived? But don't they look at Henry VIII as a bad dude?
Well, this is James I was the one who survived.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. But
It's weird because I think there are different views on all the kings. And
wow.
I think it is weird because I'm like, oh, Henry VIII is famous. I'm like, was he fat or was that Louis XIV, like a French king? I don't know.
I think he's fat and he beheaded his wife. I mean,
yeah.
I'm really stupid about history, and I feel like I know that.
Yeah.
It's so strange to me because the idea of being like, well, these people created their own version of religion. They cast out Catholics. They have all these unfair practices, and we're so happy that they remained in power. It's very difficult for me to understand.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, at the time, there's a less progressive thinking, and there's less, rebelling.
I mean, I'll say as time passed, 50 years later, 40 or 50 years later, they were like, look, the papists, the people who follow the Pope, the Catholics, still plotting against our kings. Like, they're tunneling under our buildings. And really, it's like anti-immigrant language that's still being used.
It's like Pizzagate?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes, Pizzagate. There's a lot going on here.
A lot going on.
Wow.
That really bums me out.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's weird because I think of like the big attacks that we've seen on American soil.
I see.
That somebody has an ideology in which they're the good guy fighting against the bad guy.
All right, let me ask this question. Do some people see like Osama bin Laden as Guy Fawkes?
Some people probably do.
Wow. This is an interesting
I don't
one.
know that they're American people.
Okay, yeah. For sure. Wow.
And I'll also say that in Guy Fawkes' thing, the only people who died were the conspirators. There weren't innocent people killed.
Interesting.
There would have been,
Right.
if the plot had succeeded.
Wow, that's an interesting aspect too.
Yeah.
Oh, man, all this stuff is so weird. Wow.
And like, we as the West are writing the history. We are telling the story. And
Yes.
so we're not going to be like, oh, you know what? There were some legitimate grievances.
we get it. We
Yes,
get it.
We're pretty bad.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow, the Guy Fawkes thing is so shocking. And so V for Vendetta.
Yep.
They told an alternate history version,
Kind of, yeah.
and Guy Fawkes is celebrated.
No, well, like, yeah, I guess the idea is Hugo Weaving, whoever's the guy under the mask, V, is going to redo the plot and successfully redoes it, and we celebrate because we're like, oh, that comically authoritative bureaucracy was so bad for the people because it's different than what we know. I've got to think that in the 1600s, the idea of having a stable leader for your country was important, even if the leader wasn't great.
Wow.
And so when we're used to changing leaders every 4 to 8 years,
Yeah.
us being like, oh, no, we have to live under this guy for an extended period of time. Let's light some gunpowder on fire.
Yeah, I guess having a patriarchy that you're used to is so different than a democracy.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yep.
so I guess you feel like you trust it more.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like it's beaten into you that you have to trust
Yeah,
it more.
because
And so
you don't have an option.
Wow,
Other than like once that guy dies, their kid is going to take over.
Okay, so if we piss this guy off, we're going to deal with the kid. So that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really, really interesting. I never...
Yeah.
Were you shocked at it?
I really was. I was like, I knew there was an attempt and I
Yeah.
knew it didn't succeed. I thought that Guy Fawkes was the one who foiled the attempt.
Wait, so you were on the patriarchy?
No, I just knew it was Guy Fawkes Day. I'm like, why would they celebrate
Oh.
somebody who failed to assassinate their monarch?
Well, hold on. So you thought it was Guy Fawkes Day.
Yeah.
You thought he saved the king.
Yes.
And you thought people liked that?
Yes.
Really? But here you're saying like, no, it's
No,
better
no,
than...
yeah. I didn't know.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, why would
Oh,
they?
you were like, well, this is confusing.
Why would it be called Guy Fawkes Day if he wasn't the hero?
yeah, if he just
And
lost.
so, you know, some people call it Bonfire Night or, you know, whatever.
yeah.
So a lot of different names for it and a lot of different, you know, celebrate, but really like a lot of rioting over the years, kind of a day to like let loose and go crazy, which makes me think that their Halloween celebration was different than what we currently expect as Halloween. And you have to remember, you know, like we're going through hundreds of years of history in which people are like emotionally repressed.
Oh, for sure.
And,
Yeah,
you know, they don't have the means to like go
yeah.
crazy. And so it's weird because I'm reading it. I'm like, this is kind of like The Purge.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Like one night a year, you just go nuts and beat somebody up. And like, as long as it's a Catholic, you're okay.
Yeah.
And it's weird, you know, like Chuck and I have a long-standing joke. He was raised Catholic. I was not. There are things that Catholics believe that I do not. And Chuck's like, you hate Mary. And I'm like, it's not what I said.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic, and I think, basically, like I went to church all growing up. I went to CCD,
Yeah.
you know, which is like a church thing after school. And eventually, when I was in third grade, I transferred to a Catholic grade school.
Yeah.
And from third grade till eighth grade, which is what, 12, I was in a Catholic school. And then I went to public high school. And when I got confirmed at 15 with the name St. Keenan, because I love Keenan Thompson, what are you rolling your eyes about? And
I can't believe you left St. Cal out. That's Christians. Your cousin.
yes, so after that, my parents were like, "You can decide whether you still go to church."
Yeah.
And so I stopped.
Yeah.
And I don't really go to church. I have gone when my dad's like, "Oh, it's your grandfather's mass," which is on the anniversary of his death, or obviously like you know stuff like that. I've gone on Christmas with my grandparents, but like. So I haven't gone in a long time. But when Brad came along and he's like, I'm this, I'm like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
I don't get it. And he just told me that he doesn't believe in Mary or that he doesn't think Mary's important or they don't think Mary's important.
I don't think you should pray to Mary is what I come down to.
What about the Hail Mary? Who are you going to say that to?
We don't say Hail Marys.
You're saying Hail Mary to Jesus? That's insane.
No, that would be Hail Jesus.
Yeah, that sounds
Why
weird.
would I address him by his mom's name?
Yeah. So, wow, that's so interesting. That's a really weird thing. It's like, I think it's weird that he's a rebel that failed.
Yep.
I think it's weird that a lot of it is to celebrate the gigantic monarchy.
Yes.
And the fact that they didn't get killed.
Right.
And I think it's weird that they name it after Guy Fawkes.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing here? It's just very, very strange.
I don't know when it became known as Guy Fawkes Night. I don't like why he of all the conspiracy. He wasn't the leader of the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Why, you know, and you know, now when they burn an effigy, there's some serious ones, and there's like, this guy plays football for a different club. You know, are there Funbearable effigies? Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
We have some dolls.
Yeah.
our number one super fan, Sabrina, made them.
Yeah, but I don't want to burn those.
No, they're too nice. They're
Yeah.
crocheted. So I got the etymology of dude. I don't know if you
I'd
wanna hear
love
it.
to hear it.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
The word dude likely originated in the late 19th century as a slang term in New York City, possibly derived from the phrase Yankee Doodle,
Whoa.
or the British slang fop doodle. Initially, dude referred to a man who is excessively fashionable and concerned with his appearance, similar to a dandy. This meaning shifted over time, becoming more of a general term for a man and later a casual term of address for anyone, male or female. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, guy is more, fuck you, guy.
Yeah.
You know? Dude is like, oh, dude, which is a little bit weird.
I'll say if somebody walked in and said, "Hey, guy," I would be like defensive. But if they
Yeah.
walked in and said, "Hey, guys," I had no problem. I'm hugging him. I'm kissing him.
You don't like to be called guy?
I don't like to be called guy singular, but if we're called
Really?
guys plural, great, no problem.
Really?
Yeah, I think guy singular is dismissive at best.
Come on, use it in a way that's dismissive. I want to hear it.
It would be like,
Okay.
"Hey, guy, watch out, coming through." Like that to me bothers me. That bothers me.
You immediately say something where someone's asserting their dominance
Yeah,
over you.
well, that's where I hear it.
How about this? You order a coffee at Starbucks.
Yep.
Your name is Brad.
Yes, it sure
Okay.
is.
And they go, Brad, and you're not paying attention. You're
No.
looking at your phone, right?
Yeah.
And they go, hey, guy, you Brad?
Ooh, that's still, I don't like it. But if they're like, are you the guy who ordered the children's non-coffee latte? I'd be like, yes, that's me. I'm the guy. No problem with the guy.
Well, yeah, it's like he's the guy.
Yeah.
Like if you want someone to do a Rohrer You Know, Brad Rohrer is the guy.
Well, it's not Brent Rohrer, I'll tell you that.
Your brother.
Yeah.
That's so funny. First of all, I've never really heard someone do guy
Yeah.
besides like South Park
Yeah.
and Canada stuff.
Right.
And then obviously the Adam Sandler audio sketch
Right.
on the first tape.
Dude, bro,
What was it?
homie.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, bro, guy, homie. But man, hey guy, watch out coming through. That is funny.
I have not, but if there's a lady and she's like, "This is my guy," awesome, great. I guess maybe I just don't like talking to strangers is what it all comes down to.
No, it's
which
funny.
is very possible.
The guy and my guy, I get that they're like
Yeah.
affectionate and positive, and guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever called me guy. It's also weird about dude because like we're talking about dude being an overly fashionable guy who's
Yeah.
But I think it's the opposite.
Yeah. Now.
Like when they made Fat Thor
Yep.
in the Avengers Endgame movie, Marvel didn't want to put fat on things.
Yeah.
So they called him Dude Thor.
Yeah.
After the dude
Yeah,
from Big
Big
Lebowski.
Lebowski, yeah.
But I almost think that's the opposite
Yeah.
of a foppish dandy.
I think of dude as like Dude Ranch, and it's you're in
You're a rough cowboy.
yeah
You're a scruffled.
yeah
You're a scruffled layabout.
scruffled grizzled layabout.
Yeah,
probably not
dude.
as much a layabout if you're a cowboy. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, not a layabout, but
Yeah.
you're what's up, dude? And
Yeah.
like, dude is like you got the 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh, yeah.
You're drinking whiskey. A rattlesnake is biting on the dick. You don't even give a shit.
I just
You're
ate
like,
a
let him
can of
bite.
I just ate a can of beans. Who knows what's gonna happen?
The yikes makers.
Yeah.
Oh no. Wow. Yeah, dude is like the opposite of what I thought dude would be.
Yeah.
I really thought that Dude Ranch was like I said, horse dicks, horse testicles, horse anuses.
I wonder if a Dude Ranch came from like, hey, we're letting city folk, excessively fashionable people stay at our ranch.
That's interesting. I always thought that
A city slicker type thing.
I guess because of when the etymology says it originated, it does kind of change things for me because I kind of figured, I guess I always thought the dude had to do with cowboys and then it had to do with maybe a low level ranch hand, which I feel like there is a low level ranch hand that
Yeah.
became a thing. I can't remember what it was, but wow, that's really interesting. No, I love that story. That was a great little history lesson because I was really, really taken aback with that. It's funny, looking through history and thinking about the rebels, I think historically, they're always looked at the good guy. Like, I know that we're talking about how long ago this was
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. But like the Boston Tea Party.
Yep.
Do you find that to be somewhat similar, less violent?
Yes. And because we're on the side that won, we're like, oh, that's great.
That's interesting. But what about the Catholic thing?
Yeah.
They're like, that's kind of, I guess Christian is different than Catholic.
Yeah.
Or maybe Americans don't care that much about it and don't know about it.
Also possible.
That's probably what
Yeah.
it is. Maybe, yeah, wow. Yeah, because it is like the rebels of history are usually the ones that are like, this guy rocks. This guy's the
Well,
coolest.
it's weird because I think if you rebel,
Although John Wilkes Booth,
yeah, Sixth Emperor Tyrannus.
he's not a good guy. He's a rebel.
Yep.
He's stopping the government.
Yep. He tried to.
Wilkinson. Wilson. Home Improvement.
I think there have been times that somebody has rebelled against a government that wasn't great and installed a government that was worse.
Ooh.
And so then it's like,
Do you know
well,
any examples? I'd love to. If you don't, that's okay.
you know what? I'm not certain that I know the examples.
So you don't want to condemn.
I don't want to condemn. I don't want to be really wrong.
Oh, like I'm the captain now. Like
Yeah.
that guy took over the boat and he was worse.
Right. But I think that,
That doesn't make any sense.
nope. I think that there have been a lot of countries that have gone through a lot of political upheaval that we know next to nothing about.
Wow, that's the truth. That's a good truth.
Yeah.
The Mayans, the Aztecs.
So one game I want to eventually do with Funbearable is the idea of what is trivia. And it's the idea of having categories that Chuck would definitely know on one side of a card.
Okay.
And Chuck's and categories that maybe he wouldn't know as much on the other side of the card. For example, if one was like MCU actors on one side, and you flip it over, and it's you know, he names one, he flips it over, and it's sitting U.S. senator,
Or
he
the history of fashion.
and he can name one, and you flip back and forth, and how many can you get in a row, whatever. And like, why is it more important to know? Like, you should know the senators representing your state,
Sure.
or in your case, states. But like, why is it important if you know who the Alaskan senator is, the
Right.
current Alaskan senator, when you don't live in Alaska and nothing you say or do affects that person in the slightest?
I love that.
Like,
take on
why
trivia.
is it more important
Yes.
to know this, or you know? And so I've been to some pub trivia nights, and I'm like, man, these categories are so weird. But I'm like, but somebody knows them.
That's the
like
thing.
all of these things are facts.
What was the game we used to play for PlayStation? That game was
Buzz trivia.
That was so fucking fun. There used to be this game for PlayStation 3, I think, and you would literally have buzzers
Yep.
with 4 buttons. You'd have the buzzer and then 4 more buttons, and you'd be like in teams of like 4. What was it?
It,
like?
it was 4-person person competition.
So they would have literal trivia on the screen, like kind of like Jeopardy-ish, and you would buzz in and answer the questions with the thing. That was so fucking fun.
It was so fun, but Chuck would only play the movie category. He wouldn't play like general knowledge because he said it wasn't fair that I knew too much.
Yeah, well, it was boring.
Yes.
It's like Guy Fawkes. Are they celebrating the guy or the king? And Brad's like, the king.
King.
Yeah, I guess.
It's and so the idea of like what is trivia, what is important. So like all this stuff happened in England over 400 years ago. And, you know, if we're over there on the 5th of November and we go to a bonfire, it's nice to know the story, but I'm sure somebody there will also know the story and be happy to relate it to you, just as we would be happy to relate the story of July 4th to somebody who is visiting America.
Wow. That would be really fun to actually be there and hear someone from that side tell the story
Right.
and see what they say about
Yeah.
who believes who in terms of, I should say, who supports who.
I'm sure it's taught a certain way in school and probably going by you're going to get the same story from people of a similar age. And then I think as they get older and learn more about the world and the different governing systems, I think maybe some views change.
Kind of like the Gen Alpha.
Yeah. I was going to say kind of like Christopher Columbus, where we were raised to be like, what a great guy. And then, Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, a little bit of Santa Maria in my life. And then as we got older, it's like, well, he really treated the people who were already here pretty terribly. And like a big part of like slavery is due to his views. And like maybe Christopher Columbus wasn't a great guy and shouldn't get a bank holiday in the month of October.
And it's like he wasn't really responsible for the stuff that people said he was, right?
Yeah. And, so like, but if you go ask a 5th grader now, what's Christopher Columbus? They're like, he discovered America.
Wow. Is he the one that people are pissed off about statues?
They're pissed off about a lot of statues, but yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah, I think in Sopranos they had a whole thing because he's Italian.
Yeah.
Blah blah blue, blah
Yep.
blah.
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. I really enjoyed learning about that.
I'm glad.
That's a weird one.
I had fun
Researching it.
researching it because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
if you were like, hey, was there anti-Catholic sentiment in England? I'd be like, probably. They had a new church, but that was it. I wouldn't have
Wow.
known there were riots and wars and then the idea again, it's a failed plot. It's you're burning Luke Skywalker in effigy to celebrate the fact that he didn't kill Emperor Palpatine,
That's what I'm saying.
and that's nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the galaxy, whatever galaxy that was,
far
only
away.
knows Palpatine. Well, they sort of know rule, but like, you maybe in 1605 England, you're responsible to your liege lord and this and it goes up to the king.
Wow, I like that.
But like, if I'm living on Tatooine,
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, well, I know like my mayor. I know my president. I know my planet boss.
Yeah,
I know my
planet
representative in the Galactic Senate, and I know Palpatine.
Yeah.
And boy, am I glad they didn't kill Palpatine, because I don't want to live through a period of instability, economic instability in the Empire.
Wow.
And that would lead to Kylo Ren. I don't know.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah. So if we have any English fun bears out there,
Yeah,
or people
we
who
do. We have some.
who know more about this than we do, please send us an email, educate us.
Yeah, what I'd love to know is if you celebrate Guy Fawkes Day, you grew up celebrating it,
Or Bonfire Night.
or Bonfire Night, tell us what you were told and what you were taught. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like, that's what I
Yeah.
want to know. I want to know how it felt to you personally, because it's just so far removed from our experiences
Right.
in America, learning about things and celebrating things.
Yeah.
It's like not a thing.
Yeah.
But that was great. Professor Rohr bringing the heat.
Whew, I feel better about that one
That was great.
than other ones we've done. So
Yeah.
um,
Good mask.
also,
good hat.
Guy Fawkes became a California raisin. No,
I would love that.
so yeah, it was really interesting. So now I know, and boy, oh boy, am I going to be insufferable to sit next to
On Guy Fawkes night.
between November 1st and November 7th. Really?
Hey, Brad, what's that mask?
Oh, this mask?
You're dressed as what, James the First?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the king who survived. It should really be my holiday.
The crown is so heavy.
Yes.
That's funny.
My head is heavy because it's wearing a crown.
Yeah.
Were we all right on time?
Yeah, we're good. That was great.
Well, folks out there, thank you so much for checking in with us on this auspicious day. We really appreciate it. If you have other questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, send us an email to funbearablepod@gmail.com or find us on socials at funbearablepod. Always happy to hear from all y'all. For Chuck Staten, I'm Brad Rohrer saying thank you so much, and we're sorry for being funbearable.
I know I said it a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a pornography based on Guy Fawkes Day? Based just because this Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
You know who else I could have?
Who's that?
Sly Fox. A fox and the hound.
Yep. Okay.
Bring it.
I feel like the fantastic Mr. Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. His name is a Fantastic Mister.
Yes. I'm out of here.